You've done everything. You've sought help. You've even gone for counseling. But then it still seems like nothing, I mean absolutely nothing, is working in your marriage. And so you're dejected. You're trying to like, oh, nothing is working. And so what is wrong with me? Ah, you haven't telling yourself it's the village people. Who are the village people? My friend, it is not a matter of village people. You are your own village people. There are things you're supposed to do that you're not doing. And until you start doing these things, nothing will change. So firstly, in this video, which is like part one of two parts, I'll be showing you and telling you things that are hindering you from enjoying your marriage. So I've titled it 5 things that is preventing you from having marital bliss. So come with me. Number one, poor or lack of communication. I mean, poor communication of lack of communication. See, poor communication is the fact that you're talking but you're not talking well the way you're supposed to do it. And lack of communication is the fact that you're not even talking at all. Now, for people with lack of communication, you only talk when probably you want to get something from yourselves in marriage or in that relationship, or you think you need something, or you think it's important to talk to them. So you just think, let me just talk and get it done with. That is not communication. In communication, there are a lot of skills needed. It's even a skill on its own, so you can learn it. There are principles to it. You need to understand the principle of effective communication for you to really do well in marriage. So in my book, The Building Block of a Blissful Marriage, I put like over 20 principles in that book for you to communicate well and get results from your marriage. Number two, taking each other for granted. Yes, I understand you've been married for 10, 20, 30, 40 years, or even say 5 years. And so there's a man that you felt, he doesn't do number two in the toilet, but now he's doing it or she's doing it. So you think, I know him now, I know her now. So there is nothing to respect again. Hey, my sis, my bro, you need to keep respecting yourself, honor yourselves. You don't take yourself for granted in marriage. Familiarity in your marriage should breed intimacy. Don't allow familiarity to bring contact in your marriage. Familiarity, again, I say, should breed intimacy. It should not breed content in your marriage. So be intentional about everything you're doing in that marriage. You need to be sure that yes, you're supporting yourself, you're respecting yourself, you're honoring yourself, you cherish each other, you cherish each other, and you love each other. Don't allow anything to come into that space. So please, don't allow familiarity to step in, and so you're just doing things the way you like, taking yourself for granted. No, 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 no. That will not work at all. And to number three, comparison. I tell you, the grass is greener on the other side because there is somebody tending to that particular garden. Until you attend to your own garden, until you nurture, until you prune, until you cut, until you weed away things that are not supposed to be there, nothing will happen in your marriage. So you need to be intentional about what? About tending to your garden. So your marriage is like a beautiful garden, and until these things are done, I'm telling you, nothing beautiful will come out of that marriage. Do you understand? So tend to your garden. Stop comparing your spouse with that other person. It's because they are working on their marriage. That's why you have something to compare your spouse with. And to number four, you want to hear number four? It is lack of intimacy. Intimacy. Intimacy is the bond, that it's like a glue that bonds you together in marriage. So if there is no intimacy, what are you doing in that marriage? I'm not talking about sex. No. Intimacy is beyond sex. You need to even, be intimate in everything. You know yourselves in total. When your spouse is saying something, you can deduce even without them saying it. So, till the end, you know what it entails. So you are together. You are that cord, you are so together. One, that nobody can come in between you. Intimacy builds wonderful things in marriage. So every other thing you can talk about, communication, and all other things we're talking about, it's, they are the power that helps with intimacy. And so you don't want to joke with it. You don't want to just say, whenever it comes, it comes. Don't let it be like that in your marriage. You need to be intentional. You need to work at it like you're intimate. Nothing and nobody will be able to come in between the two of you. You are together, you are one, and people can even testify to it. I don't know. Have you ever seen it? There are couples and people are talking, they are saying things about them, and they'll be like, if you get to them, if you ask the woman will tell you the same thing. If you ask the husband, you get the same thing from the husband. That's the power of intimacy, because they have stayed through and stay true to their commitment over the years, over time. And so what people are seeing is, oh, they are together, they are knitted, they are one. You can achieve that in your marriage too, and you can achieve that in your relationship. It is what we call the power of intimacy. Into me, see. Intimacy is into me. See. That means your spouse can see through you. No secrecy, no nothing. And that leads us to the fifth one, which will be the last one. People that are not enjoying their marriage, or you're having issue in that marriage, is because you're keeping secret. Lack of honesty. Lack of honesty. See, secrecy will destroy your marriage, while honesty will build that marriage for you. So you need to be intentional about what? Being open. Be open. Don't keep secrets. There is nothing hidden under the sun. Even if you think your spouse will not know, someday, one day, they will be aware. And it might be something that will break the cord of trust in that home. And you know one thing? Trust in your marriage was built over time. A twinkle of an eye, that trust can be destroyed. I'm telling you. And so you don't want that to happen in your marriage. And so because trust is built over time, when trust is destroyed, when something happens and so the trust is shattered in that marriage, it takes time, more time to rebuild it. So I told you something, you need to be intentional about everything. So intentionality is the rule of the game in marriage. Like you're intentional about communication, you're not taking yourself for granted, you're ready to be intimate into you see. Your spouse can see into you. When you're saying, oh, it is afternoon, they don't need to say, let me see from outside to be sure that what he's saying is true. I come your way again next Friday by 7 p.m. Listen to this, comment, like, let me know what you feel about this video, and please subscribe to my channel and tell your friends and family to subscribe too. See you next time. God bless you.